Just getting home after work. A little bit of advice for you, though. I don't know how many people out there have to deal with the same thing I got to deal with right now. The new neighbors over here in the parking lot space right here. I've been having to deal with this for like the past 3 months after they moved in. Man. But a little bit of advice for you, though. If you park next to somebody like this, you always have to keep a lookout for yourself and the neighbors too. Because you don't know what's going to go down. On the ground, that is. They got the big construction vehicle. They back it in every single night. I have trouble fitting my own vehicle, my own parking spot, my assigned parking space. But I've noticed this little pattern for the past 3 days. And I can't pull in until I clean up the parking lot, basically. They do drywall. And for 2 nights, I can't even pull in without cleaning up first. Not good at all. Not good. Hold on, I think I see something. Hey, look, I'm rich. Yeah, but this is kind of stuff that they keep leaving when they clean out the vehicle like every 2 or 3 days. This crap. Looks like I missed one. Looks like I missed several. If only these were $10 $100 bills. Not good for anybody. Oh, they sweep it up all right. They sweep it up like every 2 or 3 days. Right over here behind my vehicle. I don't know if I should take this as a sign or what, that they're giving me some screws to play around with or use later on, but I have plenty. I have more than enough in my toolbox, underneath the kitchen counter. Maybe I might need the nails. Man, please guys, don't do this to us tomorrow. Don't do this to us for the next 3 or 4 or 5 days, whatever, how long this cold snap is going to last. At least don't let it happen here. Well, what am I talking about? You got to put all the signs and all the puzzle pieces back together, or together, to create an overall image of something, you know, when it comes to life. Premonitions, omens, good things, bad things, whatever, of things to come. And when I picked up these screws out of here, the drywall screws, I didn't realize what kind of sign it really was. What kind of sign is it? Well, it stems from yesterday's adventure. I found 10 gloves in the creek that were wintertime gloves. You know, like either the knitted gloves or whatever. The real type that you put in the glove compartment. People used to do that all the time back all the way through like the 20s, all the way through whenever. At least up until like the 80s. Found 10 gloves, wintertime gloves at that. Sitting right on top. And then every single artifact when it comes to the points that we found yesterday looked like a piece of ice. Dang it. And then I take it upon myself, because we can't help it, when they're thrown out all over the place out here. I had to take it upon myself to pick up every single drywall screw. But why is that significant, though? They're drywall screws. Used for drywall when they replace drywall or add drywall. What is one of the main things that they have to replace when pipes freeze? Apartments flood, houses flood. Up on the ceiling. The walls themselves. Drywall. Man, dang. We got 6 days to try to get through when it comes to this cold snap, when the temps get down into the teens late at night. Luckily that they won't last into the daytime, except on Saturday, next Saturday. I avoided it last year when it got into the single digits for 5 days. But I had the heat running my DaVinci pad for 5 straight days, 80 degrees nonstop. And I'm going to do the same this time too. I don't know how much the pipes can handle. It was a disaster last time when everything started thawing out. It was like a waterfall underneath every single building. And it was all due because of what? The sprinkler pipes on every single floor, except in my building. What you know about that? It helps to live on the top floor. Dang, it's freezing in here, man. 13 degrees. I'm in my attic at the apartment above mine. I had a rude awakening at about 5:15 in the morning. It's about 8 o'clock now. I heard 2 loud clanking noises. You know, that typical sound you hear when pipes bust. But no hissing, no dripping noises yet. I'm looking at the fire sprinklers. The fire sprinkler pipes. I'm trying to see. It woke me up in my sleep. In my sleep, whatever you say, man. My fingers are frozen off. I know it looks like nothing's frozen in an eternity. I just didn't like the sound, though. I'm paranoid. Clink. I know it could be anything, but I mean, if the pipes freeze, then you can't tell they're busted until it starts to thaw out. Why am I doing adventurous things at barely 8 o'clock in the morning, man? Oh, dang. I don't hear any hissing. I don't see anything. We're almost done with our inspection. What the heck kind of noise was that, though? Maybe it's just because I'm not awake enough to see. I haven't slept since 5 o'clock in the morning because of this. I tossed and turned because of it. Alright. This is ridiculous, man. Nothing worse. Well, there's a lot of things that are worse, but to me right now, in my life, There's nothing worse than water damage. I mean, I had to tell the office I had to work from home today just so I can keep track of crap like this, you know. I hear it dripping. That was one heck of a clank. It didn't sound like wildlife or anything like that. Maybe that's the one I need to worry about. Here's above my bathroom. When they had to replace the ceiling because of the pipe leak. My biggest fear about this time of year is this right here. Pipe's freezing. This one goes along the wall. Alright, there could be anything down there. How would someone get down there and get something if they drop something? Just don't drop your iPhone. Why do I have to do this, man? Well, I'm not going to call the complex lazy, but some of the time you got to put the ball in your court, in your hands to get things done. Be vigilant about a lot of things, you know. You just can't sit around and wait for bad things to happen. You got to make sure they don't happen. Ain't that the honest to God truth? Let me inspect these things real quick. Oh boy, I'm back up in the attic. The attic space. It's not an attic because I don't own the place. Turkey. Ain't no turkeys up here. Look, there's the famous hatch. Dang, I love exploring. I should have had a mask on. I'm coughing every 30 seconds because this dust has been here. I'm inspecting every single pipe more thoroughly than I did this morning at 6 o'clock in the morning. Since I'm more awake, 11:30. Yeah, I'm paranoid like this. I'm the jack of all trades. I do jobs that I don't even have. Man, you guys crazy. Oh man, got the jacket on. It's not that bad out in here right now. It's like 27, 28 outside. Man, here's the scary thing though. You remember that last spot that I highlighted? Out on this wall. I thought there might have been a leak right here. There's not even a pipe. Well, except for that. But I think that comes from the kitchen. I'm not sure. So why would there be condensation on the outside part of the wall if there was nothing here? Weird. Oh, it's one of those sewer pipes that's supposed to vent nasty smells out into the, you know. All right. No signs of dripping. Excuse me. This dust is getting to me. You're going to say you need to look on that side too, not just your side. This is nothing but an obstacle course. For real though. there's no signs of tripping. I checked all the joints. There's no cracking, nothing. I can't see that far. You're going to say zoom in. You can see it. I'm trying to see if the head was busted off. I definitely heard 2 giant pings this morning. And I know one for sure is over there. You'll look at it in a minute. You'll grab your drawers when you see it. I'm gonna be grabbing my drawers if anybody sticks their head up in that hatch. Alright. I'm not sure I'm ready for this side. That just took me almost 20 minutes to go through. You're gonna say, why don't you fix your AC system since you're up there? Because I don't know how to yet. You're gonna say, why don't you fix your heat while you're up there? Because I don't know how to yet. Yeah, I should have had a mask on. This stuff is getting to me. I'm breathing in all this dusty stuff. Let's hope it never leads to mesothelioma or whatever you call that crap. These are the ones I'm worried about. The ones that are 20 feet high. Yeah, I do it raw. For real. I already scared away one squirrel by accident. I didn't mean to. There was a squirrel living up here. And they were on my side, up in the rafters. It was like they were just sitting up there. Because there's nothing to grab onto. I mean, nothing to sit on up here. And it's like they were just sitting up there. And they just took off down the rafters and escaped. I was like, I'm so sorry. My bad. My bad. Okay, no cracks, no moisture, no ice dripping. I gotta get my butt all over there. That's not fair. That's what I do to myself out here, man. I gotta go over here too. You guys crazy. Is that noise dripping? Well, that's the problem now. Another reason why I came up here again tonight. Because I can't hear dripping when it's dripping on this stuff right here, this insulation. Oh, that hurt my ankle. I can't stand this part of life, you know. But it is a part of life. Dang, look at the joints over here. Crap, man. Okay, alright, that's solder. That's solder. Okay, good. Well, they got a busted thing right here. Or whatever the heck that is. Man, this is taking too long. There's an animal up here somewhere. I hear them moving. I'm not trying to scare the animals. I'm trying to look. Okay. One of the maintenance people told me someone was scheduled to move in this apartment really soon, like in the next week or something. I guess I'm looking out for them too. Alright, that cap isn't busted off. Oh. What the heck is that? Oh, it's insulation. I don't think anything will be popped this deep in. That's us. Going deep. Like Ozzy Albies. It's not easy getting around this place right here, man. You gotta step over, step inside, step into whatever. You don't step in that. You gotta use the rafters. Apparently, I think about 10 years ago, a giant tree from behind the building came crashing down this side. There's a lot of mismatched boards and stuff that don't, I'm not talking about, well, yeah, the boards themselves, but members are missing. Structural members are like taken down and moved elsewhere. That's my goal right there. I don't want the hot girl to stick her head up in there and be like, "What you doing up there, neighbor?" I'm gonna tell on you. I'll be like, "I'll check your side if you keep your mouth shut." Man, you guys crazy. Alright, here's the disaster right here. This thing right here. This is the disaster that has hit the wall. If you know what I mean. Let me get down quietly and not push anything in an awkward direction. Say, Da Vinci, what you doing, man? You acting all crazy. I have to check a different kind of joint to make sure it's fitting. Man, this is a tiny spot right here. It's not how I climbed in, but it's going to be how I climb out. Just don't make any noise. Alright, now here's how this one popped right here. This is what I heard twice this morning at 5 a.m. I didn't know these things could sound like bombs going off. It woke my butt up out of bed, and I didn't find this out until 2 o'clock. See, here's the reason why I busted. Why? Because that's exposed to the outside. And it was 13 degrees this morning. Idiots, man. They need to design better or insulate these things like you'll never believe. But here's the disaster that's going to really flow tomorrow because it's frozen right now. Trying to put that puzzle back together again. As old as it is, it doesn't go back perfectly, if you know what I mean. Uh-oh, don't tell me that was a drop. No. It ain't going back on there. It's coming off, man. We suck for real. Dang it, that drop came from somewhere else. Dang it. This is none of my business. It's not. Dang it. It's impossible to climb up here at my ancient age. You definitely have got to have a ladder. Legit, for real. Man, it's gonna be a waterfall tomorrow about 11:30 or 12 when it gets up to 37 right here, man. Alright, so I guess I'll sleep better tonight knowing that there's nothing going on above my spot. Like I told you earlier, I don't know how many times I put my head up against the wall trying to hear hissing and dripping and tip, tip, tap, tap. When it got warmer, man, all I did was just go up there to get confirmation and get a throat full of dust. Listen to the sounds of the dripping water. Torture on my soul. Not fair. Complete torture. And we just got through a deep freeze. Got out of that thing yesterday when it got up to 51 degrees. And it rained just a little bit last night and throughout the early morning hours. And you know me, when it comes to freezing pipes, the fear of it, on how it affects our lives. How many times I press my ears up against these walls, trying to listen for pitter-patter. The sounds of water drops within the walls. Within between the studs, on the rafters, on the ceiling. And then I get another rude awakening this morning. Thinking the worst. And you can still hear it going on now. Had me jumping out of bed. Running to the door. Looking outside the peephole to see what was up. Or what's coming down from the ceiling above in the breezeway. Checking the floors in the kitchen. Checking the entryway floor. Checking the baseboards. And I kept hearing it. At 7:20 in the morning, when it was still kind of raining at that time. And then I ran in here, looking around, and decided to take a look outside. Torture on the soul. Complete torture. They sounded exactly like water pipes dripping, water flowing, especially that early in the morning. And it's going to be dropping down into the teens again, the upper teens, early tomorrow morning, Saturday, and also on Sunday. Let's pray that that is not a sound that is to come. If you know what I mean. We escaped the disaster due to what I was trying to do ahead of time. But when this next hard freeze comes in tonight, let's hope we will not be awakened by that sound at all. Pure torture.